Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Podcasting with limited bandwidth from his mom's basement. It's the Internet Tommy Internet Radio Show. Broadcasting to you live on the Internet. The Internet Tommy Radio Show is brought to you by the Internet. And now, with no particular agenda or preparation, here's Tom.
Hi, everybody. This is the Internet Radio Tommy, the Internet Radio Tommy Show. And I don't do a lot of guests on my show. I don't do that, Ron. Anyway, I don't have a lot of guests on the show, but today it's a really special day because I'm pleased to enter the world of cuisine.
Oh, look at you,
It's
Tommy.
time for me to recommend a restaurant, and I have the proprietor of that restaurant. Let me get the sheet out here. Hold on just a second.
You need me to pad, Tom?
Let me see. Hold on. Wait a minute. It's here somewhere. Hold on. Wait a minute.
Tom, you want me and Oscar to pad?
No. I don't want you to pad.
Tom,
God damn
quick
it.
question before we get to your guest. Are you
Hi, Oscar.
Hey, Tommy. We haven't seen you in a
Hi.
while. I see that you're going through puberty.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
I got zits all over me.
Yeah.
My cheeks.
Ah,
and I'm
I
not
see.
talking about the ones on my face.
I see.
Wow, who's that laughing in the background? Boy, is that a goofy sounding laugh. It's a goofy sounding laugh.
Hey, Tommy, how old are you now?
I'm 50.
You're 50? What? I had no
You mean
idea.
15?
I thought you're 15.
Nah, I'm 15. I'm kidding. Mike O'Mara is 54.
Yeah, that's right. I was just wondering,
Close to death.
Do you think it's appropriate for you to have an open container in your studio? 'Cause
Oh,
you're
dear
a kid.
God. Oh, alcoholism is such a terrible problem.
It really is. It's a plague.
But let me
isn't
bring
it?
my guest in before it's too late. Please welcome from Jimmy's Old Town Tavern in scenic, beautiful Herndon, Virginia. It's Jimmy Cerrito on the Internet Tommy Radio Show.
What's happening? Hello,
Not,
everybody.
don't be so goddamn loud.
Language, Tom.
I'm sorry. Hi, Jimmy.
Hi, Tommy. It's great to be here in your studio.
I think I'll look away from the camera.
Hey,
And
Tommy.
look at you today.
Tommy, are you poaching our guests?
He came down to my studio in my mother's basement, and I decided to chat with him.
With who?
I'm developing a southern accent.
Tommy, you like to play with voices, don't you?
I do, Rob.
Hey,
For
can
some reason, Internet Radio Tommy's making me change my voice a little bit
Hey,
today.
Tom, do that
You know what I
thing-
sound like?
What?
I sound like one of those old warped records.
Yeah, hey, can you do that thing where you make your
Very,
voice...
very tall.
Do that thing where you make your voice real low.
It's Internet Radio Tommy. Actually, what are we all doing but just playing in our rooms? That's all it is. Hopefully the folks are entertained. I like it when they get entertained. I'm all over the place. You think I've been drinking.
No, you
and
haven't,
I haven't. But anyway, Jimmy,
Yes, sir.
how are
Yes,
things?
young Tommy.
How are things at Jimmy's Old Town Tavern?
Oh, how much time do you have?
A lot of time.
Oh, good. Well,
I'm a loser. Yeah, I don't do dick all day long.
are you going to clean this room?
Yeah, well, I'm sorry for the pizza boxes. I'd sure like it if you'd bring some of your world-famous wings to the studio sometime. Wouldn't that be nice? I like wings.
It took me 3 days to get here. I don't
3
know.
days to get here?
Yeah.
To my studio?
Hey,
Wow.
Tommy,
Yes, Oscar.
will you tell your guest to project his voice, please?
Yeah, would you project your voice
So
a little
now,
bit?
a little louder?
Now we'd like you to be a little louder,
Now
yeah,
I
if
was
you don't
told
mind.
to be quieter.
I know you were.
No,
yeah,
no,
that's
no.
Oscar.
Well, he's doing his
Oscar's
broadcast
being
voice.
very finicky
All right.
today. Yeah, he's doing his quiet. Right, he was
Let's
yelling
go.
at the beginning.
Buffalo.
Yeah, talk a little
better?
louder. No, a little louder, please.
A little louder.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. I'm ready.
Don't expect it. Don't expect it to work.
No, Jimmy, what we
I
want,
never do.
What we want, Jimmy, is one
What do you
less. We want one less than Let's Go Buffalo level.
Let's go Buffalo.
Better.
Oh, you know what it is? His headphones are so loud because he's wearing Mike's headphones.
That's what it is.
Now I
what
can
it
turn
is.
those down if you
yeah,
want.
his
I can
his
turn
ears are
it-
probably
This is-
bleeding right now.
Oh, No, thanks.
How you doing?
much
Is that
better,
better?
see?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Crickets.
All right, so Jimmy,
Oh, hi. Hi.
we're adjusting your levels now.
Great. Sounds better now.
You know, I try to do these opening bits, but looking at those two on the monitor, they're like this, going like this. How is it? How is it? How is it? How is
Well,
it?
because we
That's
all-
why we do a goddamn sound check.
Oh, come on, Tom.
Well, I think it's the subject matter more than what's
Everything
going
was
on.
perfect before the show started.
Because Jimmy, all right, give me the microphone.
Because, Jimmy, you come on like this, and then you go, "Hi, everybody."
That's the problem.
I can't be monotone.
Monotoned. Show
So-
title.
Tell us all about Jimmy's Old Town Tavern.
Jimmy's Old Town Tavern was invented back in 1996. And we started by opening our doors, and our first customer was Uncle Dave.
He's a nasty old man.
Hey,
I
Tommy.
went in one time and I had some wings, and he was terrible. All he did was stand next to my chair the whole time.
Tommy, I don't want to interrupt, but can you show me on the doll where Uncle Dave touched you?
Yes, I can, Rob. I can
Everywhere.
show you.
Just
Oh, no.
Oh no.
oh no,
That's not okay.
do it.
Yeah, right
Wow.
there.
Right there.
Yeah,
What did he touch you with?
yeah, in your privacy.
Smell it.
Oh
All right.
no.
Sorry. So,
Why are you
Jimmy,
wearing blue?
Yes, sir. Yes,
what's
Tommy.
the special this week at Jimmy's Old Town
What's
Tavern?
coming up? Easter's coming up. So
What are you doing for Easter?
actually, you know what the big day is? It's the day after Easter. It's called Dingus Day.
Dingus Day. That's where Uncle Dave touched me.
Yeeks. Poor kid.
I said, Uncle Dave, get your hand off my dingus. And as Matthew Bloom's favorite radio personality used to say, there's nothing better than dingus. This
Dave.
bit has now gone in 50 different directions. Thank you.
Are you familiar with Dingus Day?
Oh, I sure am. I like dingus. There's nothing better
Rob,
than
you know
dingus.
what Dingus Day is.
Yeah. Dingus Day. What is
Rob
Dingus
knows.
Day? Does Rob know?
I have no idea.
Really?
Really?
It's
No,
a
I'm not-
Polish holiday.
Oh.
It's kind of like the
interesting.
St. Patrick's Day in Poland.
Yeah, did they mean
It's a
for it to
reason to
go
get
the day
drunk.
after Easter, or did they just
Yeah.
get that wrong, too?
Everyone-
That's
well,
funny.
Lent ends on Easter, so the next day is Dingus Day, so you can start, living again.
So you drink beer and eat the sausage of my people, kielbasa.
Yeah, yep. Pierogies, kielbasa, and then there's something with like rolled cabbage. With,
I
cabbage
hate
roll.
cabbage.
Why?
Someone told me once that Brussels sprouts are really just little cabbages. And now I know why I don't like them anymore.
a
Thanks,
lot of butter
Tommy.
on them, Tommy.
A lot of butter? Oh, I love butter.
But you know what's really good on Dingus Day is Polish vodka.
Polish vodka?
yeah.
Oh, I don't drink that. I don't
Polish
drink.
beer.
I don't drink.
Well, you're
How old are you?
15.
Well, I'm 15. I drink Diet Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, but you've tried a Zima or two, haven't you?
I have not. I have not.
Zima Gold.
I have not, Oscar. I've never tried a Zima. I just drink Diet Dr. Pepper, and my mom says that's why I have pimples on my boot.
Gross.
On your boot.
On my boot. That's
about
what I
wine
call
cooler?
my rear end, my boot. My mother, Tommy, says, Tommy, if you,
Do you pop those?
if you,
Oh God.
if you keep drinking Diet Dr. Pepper, you're going to have a lot of pimples on your boot. And I said, Mom! Mommy! Mommy! But anyway, it's been really a pleasure having you on the show,
Great
Jimmy.
to be here. I never knew what your studio looked like.
And now back to Oscar and Rob, and I always like to end the show with a question from Oscar or Rob or maybe both. So I'm here for you guys. It's been a while since I've chatted with you.
I have a question for you.
Yes, go ahead.
I know you're not her, her scheduler, but I was wondering if your mom would like to come over and see my dingus.
Oh.
You know something, Rob?
What?
You're a dick.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
I got a gay roommate right now. My roommate's gay. A lot of people think I'm gay, but I got ground rules. I'll be like, you gotta stay on your side of the shower. And if he doesn't, no more back rubs. I gotta lay down the law. I'm like that cop in the Village People. I'm a little gay, though. I am. I think I like Tom Cruise like a little too much, you know? Like, I wouldn't have sex with him, but if my girlfriend came home and said that she had sex with him, I'd be like, details!
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, here's Mike.
We are live from the Cappy Pfeiffer Studios. That sound okay, Mr. Spiewak?
Sounds awesome, Mike.
This is the Mike O'Mara Show. We are broadcasting all over the planet. We are powered by Encore Insurance Services with over 23 million downloads. We're at MikeO'MaraShow.com, and we are heard over the air on the mighty 1630 KCJJ in the heart of the heartland. Go Hawks.
Hello, Jan Soberov.
Ah, I know her. She's married to a very, very nice man.
A very lucky man.
Very lucky. The luckiest. The Mike O'Mara Show is a daily radio show and podcast with the greatest listeners in the world. Why?
Why, Mike?
Because they get it.
Yes.
Our show today is brought to you by Stamps.com. You know the post office is always crowded. That's why we use Stamps.com. We love them. And it'll be getting even more crowded, especially in the next week or so, with tax time.
Oh, everybody pays taxes, Mike.
Yeah, you know, in the old days, the entire Mike O'Mara Show crew used to be out of the post office with coffee and donuts for you late filers.
Oh, and Anison.
Matter of fact, we never did that.
No, I hate that. I hate that promotion.
I hate it. I don't know which I hate more, that or going to the airport and standing by with with people going home for Thanksgiving.
How about standing by the salt trucks when the snow is coming? When you're down at the big salt pile? Yeah.
But you know where you don't have to stand, Rob?
Where?
You don't have to stand in line at the post office because you can get Stamps.com just like everybody else.
Sure.
With Stamps.com, you can access all of your services for the post office right from your desk, use your own computer and printer, and then hand it to your mailman. It's that easy. Stamps.com even sends you a free digital scale that automatically calculates the exact postage, and the scale is yours to keep. Get your mailing and shipping done whenever it's convenient. For who?
For who?
You.
Me?
You.
And
we've used Stamps.com for months. We love it. You'll save money, and even better, you'll save valuable time. Act now for a 30-day free, no-risk trial and $110 bonus offer, including a digital scale and up to $55 in free postage. All you have to do is go to Stamps.com and click on the microphone, and please use our code TMOS.
Wanted to add, I get emails once in a while. People want to know how exactly Stamps.com works, and you say it in the ad. And I write to him, I said, think about how much your time is worth and how you value your time. For example, when I send out packages now, just simply because I have Stamps.com, I do it from my home and the postman takes it. I don't have to go, stand in line, park, deal with the nonsense. If it's packed at lunch, I don't have to deal with any of that. The postman just takes it from me.
You know, we are some folks here that we basically do our home-based businesses, and we know what it's all about. And when you're dealing with a metropolitan area, especially like Washington, D.C., and the traffic and the hassle and the people on top of people, and it doesn't matter where you go in this country, outside of maybe a small town in, Alaska.
Sure.
The fact is, post offices are out of control, especially with these, the tax day coming here. Don't wait. Go to Stamps.com, and before you do anything else, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage and type TMOS. That will get you all your good stuff. Remember, Stamps.com and enter TMOS. That's very important to our show. You never have to go to the post office again. Well, hail, hail. We welcome from the Great White North. Actually, really not that far north. From actually Virginia, Mr. Jimmy Cerrito is here, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, Jimmy. It's good to have you here. How are you?
I'm good. I'm actually from the Great White North of Buffalo.
Yeah, you are from Buffalo, and Jimmy is down here visiting. And how does Jimmy's microphone sound, fellas?
He sounds
How do
good.
I sound now?
He sounds great. He sounds so much better than before.
Hey now.
Jimmy did me an amazing solid of actually bringing my motorcycle from all the way from outside of Washington, D.C., all the way down to South Florida. And Jimmy is, I don't want to go so far as to say that Jimmy is like Rudy Martzke, America's guest, but Jimmy did not stay in a motel on the way down. You actually got to visit with the family the whole way down,
I just knocked on doors and invited myself in to the Donahues.
Can you knock down?
I'd like to thank the Donahues.
Can you knock his mic down a little bit, Mike? It sounds like Dude Walker's sitting with you.
Thank you.
You're listening to the Mike O'Mara Show.
No, that's better. Thank you. So you get to spend some quality Donahue time?
I got to see my Donahue family, and I got to see my daughter play soccer.
Oh, that's
Kelsey
cool.
was amazing.
very
She got
cool.
the shutout on Saturday.
And we expected Jimmy about maybe near midnight tomorrow night. Actually, today you're supposed to get in, right?
I was dodging the rain clouds.
And
they were chasing me.
He came down. He came down a day early.
Oh, that's so nice for you, Mike.
We're having a blast.
I
Yeah,
bet.
we're having a fantastic time.
Having
So
fun.
as
What are we doing after the show?
What type
I don't
of
know.
conversation went down when you had because asking a friend to take down your motorcycle and basically carve out 2 days of his life for your pleasure.
Well, much more than
6
that
days.
because there's
All
the
right.
turnaround and the return home.
Let me stop my Bolivian friend for a second here because you would think that. But, Oscar, the fact is, with this task, with
Yes.
this particular assignment, I had 3 people ask me to do it.
Oh
so this
my
is something
God, they wanted to help you.
No, I think it was the fact that, yes, they wanted to be helpful, but the whole biker mindset, and Jimmy can back this up, the idea of having an excuse to do that kind of a ride is pretty positive, right?
What I told Mike this morning was people rent Harleys to do this. I'm so blessed.
Wow.
Hey, Jimmy, here's my bike. Ride down to Florida. Hang out.
And Jimmy's a maniac like a lot of my biker buddies that can ride all day long. They can do that. They like it. The further, the better. And so,
great.
Jimmy, but I knew Jimmy because I've ridden to Sturgis with Jimmy,
Yes.
and I know that he likes to ride. You remember when Jimmy was down in Fort Myers with us a year ago?
Oh, he rented
Jimmy,
a secondhand bike.
Yeah,
I know.
Secondhand bike.
He did.
Rob, you
Had a
make it
lawnmower engine.
Rob makes it sound like it should have a basket on
It
the
was
back.
an old
should have
beat-up
had a
bike.
basket.
It said Schwinn on the side.
It looked like Mrs. Gulch's bike from The Wizard of Oz.
It had no seat.
So
I had
Jimmy,
to stand the whole way.
I knew that Jimmy could handle the long haul trucking of bikes, and so he brought it in. And
In the rain.
Carla got so pissed at me last night because when Jimmy arrives in the Cocoon neighborhood,
I was hungry.
he's sitting outside of the house, and you guys know how the house is. Oscar, you know how they're laid out down here.
Oh, absolutely.
And the fact is that
It's
Jimmy,
tight.
Butt to butt.
Jimmy, he sat outside and
Revved it.
and revved it.
Oh,
At
no.
10 o'clock last night.
Honey,
the
I'm
bikes-
home.
Because this just doesn't work with the Cocoon people when you're sitting there.
Here
at,
I am.
At 10 o'clock, and then you got that going on. It's like, Jimmy, please bring the bike
can't
into
hear
the
it.
garage. Jimmy, bring the bike inside to the God damn it, Jimmy, bring the bike inside.
He was so upset.
So Carla was immediately like, you are so rude. She said, you are so ungrateful.
I got yelled at as soon as I got here.
It was
the second I
ridiculous.
got here,
Yeah.
Mike yelled at me.
It sounds familiar, Jimmy.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. I still someday would like to know what I did to you when you came down here. Did I really yell that much?
Rob,
when you were
pass
down
me the
here?
doll.
Oh, you're going to show me on the doll where Mike yelled at you?
Where he
Dingus
heard
doll.
Oscar. Where I heard Oscar. I know it was terrible.
Well, but to be fair, Mike, you weren't just yelling at Oscar. You were also yelling at me.
Yeah.
Once we got the boards connected.
I know. It's been a bit of an easier go.
For the first
And-
time in my life, I said, how do you take an insurance policy out on a person that's not part of your family?
Like you think, because thinking now that could go in many different ways for me. Are you saying that that's because you thought my heart was going to explode?
Yeah, I've never seen, and this is not because of the shape you're in or
Yes.
the age you're at. The way
That's a great preface right there.
the
isn't it?
way that you ramp up
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
and you really take off the runway.
Right.
It's scary to me because it could go either way.
Yeah, really.
Like you're a blue angel, and you're doing maneuvers that a common pilot can't do.
Mike,
But accidents happen.
The Lindbergh flight had less surprises than dealing with you that night. I do know at one point I was on Route 28 headed towards Route 7. My phone rang, and this is what I heard. I didn't get hello. I said hello, and I heard, "Are you driving? Pull over. I'm at Best Buy, and they don't know anything, but I think I can figure it out." And then you were gone. So I went into a McDonald's parking lot, and I sat.
Yeah.
And I waited for the call. And you said,
All right, let me ask you this. Now,
Go
'cause
ahead,
That was January when we were doing all the trial. I'd never. You have to realize how out of my depth I was with all of this, even assisting Oscar Santana. And I will tell you that now that I've done that and putting this whole thing back together after it was taken apart, which is easier if somebody else has done it before. Sure. But the fact is, and please understand, I think I might be getting a little bit better.
Yeah,
I think I might be getting a little
agree.
bit better.
I agree.
I am working on it. I am working on it every single day. Except Pony would disagree because Pony has felt the pain more than anybody else, and you guys.
And may I toss you a bone about one thing?
Thank you. Please do. I need one.
Is that Oscar is not the easiest guy to assist because he is bold and he is determined. And if you feel that you're slowing him down, you're
Doesn't
going
speak
to
English?
feel or something. You're going to feel even less useful than you actually are. And
what you'll get occasionally from Oscar when you say, I said this. What are you doing with that cord? I just need to do it right now.
Yeah. Or if you're doing something with a cord,
Just stay away from me right now.
sometimes you will get
Amazing.
You'll get no. Here. Let me do that.
Can I ask Pony a question?
You want to ask Jimmy?
Pony?
Jimmy's got a
Hey,
question
Jimmy.
for
The
Pony.
2-week links.
Pony?
This is great.
Thanks, Oscar.
How's it going, Jimmy?
The
Pony
next
and Boy,
podcast
2-week links.
Right.
coming up on more broadcasting, Mike. It's 2-week links.
2-week links. Hey,
I'm in. Pony, do you want to start a podcast, just you and I?
Yeah, the dog and pony show.
No, Pony, does Mike yell at you?
I
a
know
lot?
somebody will
He
call
does.
you.
He
Anyway, go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead. Your question for
So,
Pony.
Pony.
Sorry, Rob.
Yes,
Couldn't help
sir.
myself.
Does Mike yell at you a lot?
He does. He even pre-recorded. Some yelling at me in some material that we made for the best of.
I forgot about this.
That was so funny.
Do you remember when we were recording the commercials for the best of?
No, I don't.
And it was not a fun day because we had to lay out about 15 or 20 spots in a row.
Right,
And about
right.
halfway through, you said, "Who's putting this together?" And I said, "Pony." He said, "Well, he better not mess it up." And of course, I just handed him the whole file, and so Pony got to hear you yelling from a distance.
Yeah.
Partially.
Way to go. Way to go. Any other questions for Pony?
How are the ferrets?
I'll explain later.
Oh, are they
You can
okay?
explain now. You can explain now.
Are they healthy?
Well, actually, when I got down to Virginia Beach on
boy.
Sunday, my neighbors gave me a call, and they'd found that Miracle had a seizure, and they took her to the vet. And
It's not
she
funny,
didn't,
Mike.
She didn't make
Oh, no,
it.
I was clearing
She
my
didn't
throat.
make it?
No, she didn't.
Miracle
Oh,
died?
Wait a minute. What? Wait.
She
hold
died
on.
on Sunday.
Holy
Sunday night.
Pony.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, my God. That
you
sucks.
douchebag. You killed another animal.
No,
Oh,
the
my
breeder did actually.
You need another miracle.
Oh, my
yeah,
God.
it was-
What's the warranty like? Let's get down to brass tacks.
Well,
Yeah.
basically,
How long have you had it? Less than 90 days?
Yes, the vet was telling me that it's kind of a problem with breeding.
Okay,
so-
no, I'm not.
Do you have health
concerned.
insurance
Look,
on that
I
thing?
feel
No.
for your pain, Pony, and I'm sorry to hear it, but we'll get to
I
your
do,
emotions
too. He
later.
loves those little...
What about the money? How does the
Still got one.
How does the show recoup that money?
That's true.
I need to work that out with the breeder and
Oscar the
see what we
businessman.
can see
You
what
know,
I can pull.
Right now, Mike, it's reminiscent of the 1980 Olympics. Right now, it's Miracle on Ice.
Oh my god.
Hey, that's a great name for the next one. Name the next...
Pony. What?
Name the next sugar glider Herb Brooks.
Or how about just Here for Now?
Or Mike Ruzioni.
When's the viewing?
What, Jimmy?
When's the
Hey,
viewing?
Jimmy, wait, I got a question. Are you doing okay so far? Jimmy, I'm asking you that.
Yeah.
There we go.
Hey, that's
Okay.
nice.
Thank you.
So
Thank
why
very
didn't you
much. I
tell us
control the board
Miracle
right now.
died?
Well, I've been kind of
Bummed out?
waiting for the right time, and
Oh
bummed
man. Okay, now
Jimmy, I'm sorry. I meant Pony. A lot of people, followed this really closely.
Yeah.
Your
I know.
pictures and stuff like that. So, it's gotta suck. This is a big
yeah,
deal for
yeah,
you.
that's why
This
I've
is
been
terrible.
Kind of waiting for the right time. I mean, it's just been.
What day did this happen?
It was on Sunday. Sunday at like 11:30.
God.
Oh man, if it was Friday, you have a better excuse for Friday.
I would.
You know?
I would. Thank you.
He would have trotted that out. You guarantee that. Where are
Heart
you?
of stone.
So
I'm at the
sad.
viewing.
So how did it really happen?
Miracle died. We're in the backyard.
Well, basically,
Pet
I'm-
cemetery.
See the distance factor now. Here's one difference. Everything else is like I'm right there with you guys.
Right.
The distance factor now, I'm actually being more sympathetic than
Yeah,
Oscar
this is
or Rob.
weird.
Because he's in the room and you're looking at him and I can't see him. I cannot see your face. So Pony,
He's beat up.
I mean, it sucks. How did you said it's the breeder's fault?
Well, the breeder, I'm assuming it's her fault. Basically, the vet said that overbreeding of sugar gliders is starting to become a problem, and they're finding that that's kind of indicative of seizures.
Okay, simpler
or
words.
rather,
simpler
sorry.
words will
So,
help.
yeah, for me.
So because they're
Yeah.
overbred, that this strain of sugar glider is prone to having seizures.
Yeah.
And did you watch the animal have a seizure?
I was not there when it happened. I had gotten to Virginia Beach, and it was about 11:30 at night, and my neighbors called and said that she was just acting weird, and they took her
Hold
to...
on, I got to stop you there. Didn't your last sugar glider pass away when it was in the care of other people?
Yes, and
Same people?
Am I right,
Not the same
Oscar?
people.
Scandal.
Oh
Am I
my
right?
God!
Well,
And you know what? You've gone on and on, Matthew, about how they grow attached to their owners and how they have to have sort of a normalcy in their life. Otherwise, they pass away, and you go off on holiday, and
Well, I don't think that's the cause, but
Well, I disagree.
I'll bear that in mind.
It's an unsolved mystery, Mike.
It is.
No, it's a solved
I
mystery.
totally agree with that.
Yeah.
It is.
yeah.
I mean, this is really weird.
You need a camera system.
But this is not the.
What
this
would
is not. This is not the same neighbor, is it?
No, these are my neighbors that you met them at the holiday
Yeah,
party.
they don't look like killers.
Oh.
What would Robert Stack say?
Pony Boy didn't know where the sugar gliders were going. Unfortunately, the sugar glider, it was proven, did not have a seizure. The sugar glider was murdered.
What who could have
my
murdered him is
God.
Gene Baxter.
Son of a
Gene
bitch.
Baxter and Kevin Ryder were lying.
Pony Boy is not funny.
Now,
I feel
what
your
do you do-
pain.
Now, this is sad and everything, but if we can look at it from a practical standpoint, what does one do when a sugar glider passes? Because, like, you flush a fish, you bury a cat.
Oh my God!
Do
Yeah,
you
this
hold
was-
on to it for evidence? How do you,
Pony.
I don't. If I'm overstepping, please allow me to do that.
Yeah,
What do you do with the corpse?
I had the same awkward question. The vet, she died at the vet, and the vet.
Oh wait, so so the person that was being the caretaker took her to the vet?
Yes,
She died on the vet's table.
Yes.
Wow.
She had a seizure, and she was just kind of laying at the bottom of the cage, exactly the same way that my previous sugar glider was. So I'm thinking that's what happened to her as well.
So are you
Deja vu.
thinking maybe it's the diet or something like that? that
No,
you're
it's
feeding them?
the overbreeding.
Maybe she threw herself because she was lonely off the top of the cage.
I mean,
Yeah,
she
and
just
it's so
tried. I mean, it's
And-
You are being crueler than me.
Actually,
You are
at this
being crueler
point,
than me.
all we have to go on is what we've heard. Is Miley a sugar glider of interest in this story?
Yes, because she.
Whoa. And there's the nice equal balance. That's what he decides to eat the microphone when he goes.
I love Jimmy. I love Jimmy.
Done.
Oh,
Done. Privileges revoked.
Oh, that's sad.
That hurt my ears.
That's
that actually hurt my
I
ears.
find that so sad.
Okay.
Jesus
Can we
Christ.
address this again, Mike, just to get everything out on the table? I think his timeline's wrong. He said Sunday, so it didn't happen this past Sunday. It happened the Sunday before.
Let's
Correct.
continue the Inquisition.
Correct. Wow.
This is listen. This takes precedent over the entire show right now. Guess
I
who's
agree.
going to get another beer? Oh my God!
I
We'll have a
know.
little Mike tutorial with Jimmy Cerrito, and when we come back, we'll investigate the death of which one? Miracle.
Miracle.
When we come back on the Mike O'Mara Show. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, everybody. This section of the program is brought to you by FanDuel. Okay, Scott Kazmir and a lot of my guys, Brian Roberts, Adam Jones, didn't do it for me yesterday, and that's why I'm diving back in today, okay?
Oh, you got another lineup going?
I've got another lineup going, and you know what? I'm going to print them out because I got a lot of National Leaguers going for me today. I know that I've got Jason Worth with the Washington Nationals who's going for me today. I'm excited about that. I may have the enemy going for me today, too. I may have
no, really?
I may. Now, for Red Sox fans, they are going to eviscerate me for my FanDuel one-day baseball lineup today, but I do believe I have Jacoby Ellsbury going.
Look
Oh,
at you.
look at you. You just want that. You got your eye on the prize.
Yeah, we're talking about baseball, and we're talking about FanDuel.com. One-day fantasy baseball. Fantasy is really becoming so popular in this country, and the way they do it at FanDuel is incredibly special because they do one-day fantasy baseball leagues. With FanDuel, there is no season-long commitment, no upfront fees. You can play whenever you want with a new team each day. No one has more leagues, more players, or more payouts than FanDuel.com. Leagues start at just $1 and go right up to $1,000 plus. And you can win real money with immediate cash payouts. For example, we always mention Chris.
Yeah.
Chris Prince is a postal worker. He won over $535,000 with FanDuel.com. You can be the next big winner. I am playing again today. I'm going to put a new lineup out there every day until I get a big W.
Of course.
And I took a lot more time with it today. I took a look at the stats. FanDuel lets you look at the pitchers, the catchers, the shortstops. You can see the batting averages. You can see the at-bats. You can see how the people are doing. You can see how many innings the pitcher pitched and how many hits he gave up. You can see all of that and then choose your lineup and get in the money. It's fantastic.
It's very cool, very fun.
Use TMOS, that's our code, and FanDuel will match every dollar you deposit, dollar for dollar, up to $200. Hurry, they've extended this offer until this Friday, so sign up today and get your piece of the $400 million pie. FanDuel.com, the leader in one-day fantasy baseball. That's FanDuel.com. Sign up today.
How's Thirsty doing?
God, I swear to God.
He's on vacation. Spring break, baby.
He is,
from
he
what?
Is on vacation. He's drinking. He said, let me turn your microphone on. Go
Just
ahead.
not too loud.
I'll do this better.
Okay, go
So
ahead.
when I laugh, I pull the mic away.
Something like that.
Hey, we're here with Jimmy Cerrito, and
You know,
we'll turn the
since Jimmy
microphone down
Jimmy
now.
took 6 days to come and do this trip for you, how many golf tournaments is he missing?
They're coming up.
I know they are.
Let's ask Jimmy a serious question
I wanna
while
play
we have him.
tomorrow.
While we have him here, you know, we all root for Jimmy's Old Town Tavern in
Of
scenic,
course.
beautiful Herndon, Virginia, to do very well. And Jimmy, if you're not going to say it, I'm going to say it for you.
Okay.
Jimmy is expanding. He is putting on the what they call the Buffalo Wing, which is a new addition. Now, Jimmy's a sole proprietor, and they are a lost breed in this United States. You do not have a lot of these guys.
We
left.
don't have any money.
It's the chaining of America. Carl and I went to a chain place last night, and really, to me, I think everybody would agree that most chain restaurants you go to, it's never about the individual being there on the property, walking over to you and saying, hey, was everything okay? It's more about the balance sheet and how they can get the food out to you as cheaply because they got 15 other locations.
Where did you
They're
go?
going to do that.
Where did you go?
I won't mention the name of the place.
Good.
Because it's a small chain down
Okay,
here.
all right.
But it was very chainy. I mean, it was just, you were very aware of the fact. You're just aware of the fact that everything, hey, how's your salad? Meh. How's your fish? Meh. Everything was a little meh. And Jimmy is, the cool thing about Jimmy's, is you've got him there and he cares, and there's all of his stuff in there, and he's expanding and trying to be nicer. And Jimmy was telling the story of this last night. And they're putting him through the ringer. They really are putting him through the ringer.
Who's
it's very,
they?
very difficult. The powers that be, the people that you have to
To get the wing open.
get
Okay.
the wing open. The power people, the approval people, the people you have to send permits into.
The
It's a
mob.
real process. And the bottom line for Jimmy, and this is why I want everybody to support my friend at Jimmy's Old Town Tavern, is that Jimmy has already started renting that space. And with these delays, there's an outside shot that the expansion of Jimmy's isn't going to be done until almost a year. And it's costing him a fortune to do this. So I just want to say, we're all with you, and hang in there.
Thank
it's very,
you.
very tough. It's very difficult. Did you just fart?
No.
Oh, okay. I was just checking.
And I'd like to add. I'd like to
just a
add on
baby.
to that, Mike.
Yes,
if
go
Mike,
ahead, Rob.
if he has this beautiful space that he's already renting in Herndon, if you need a place to stay, folks,
Yeah.
call Jimmy and he'll sublet it to you.
What do you think, Jimmy?
It's okay. Let me tell you 2 things. One, I don't serve food unless it's good enough to give to your mother on her deathbed. So when you come to Jimmy's, that's how I train the kitchen. If you wouldn't give it to your mom on her
Deathbed.
Yeah. Speaking of death,
Sugar glider.
Incidentally,
Think about it.
That's on the inside of the menu, too.
No, but when you go to the chain restaurants,
Hello, this
they
is
don't
Jimmy
care.
That'll be his TV commercial. Hey, this is Jimmy Cerrito. Come to my restaurant with your dying mother.
Well, yeah.
I'm opening up a new place at Inova Fairfax.
I want to
for
get the
your
last
last
buck
meal.
out of her before she kicks off.
There you go. And what's the second thing you were going to say?
No, I was going to say, look, I don't ask for a lot. I don't ask for a lot.
some
right?
may say
I'm
otherwise.
You say I'm the giver, right?
Oscar says some may say otherwise.
Oscar, you need to buy a brick.
I was thinking
All
about
I'm
it.
asking.
I'm in.
We're all
Look,
in.
Jimmy's is like a clubhouse. It's like, and I just happen to have the signature of the lease. That's me.
If you were somebody who was going to have to make a wager as to when the new Jimmy's, and that's what it's really going to be. It's going to be the new Jimmy's Old Town Tavern when it's officially going to open. What would your best guesstimate be?
I keep saying 6 to 8 months. I've been saying that for a year.
Yeah, it's tough. It's
It
tough
is.
to do this. And, look, I understand that we need regulations. God, we need regulations for the people that are, like, sending toxins into our rivers and our skies. But the fact is, for a little guy like this, he's trying to play by the rules. And, it kills guys like this. With every month that goes by that he can't get that place open and he's paying rent, he's a small business owner. So I'm rooting for you, and I hope that I hope the bastards don't continue to get you down.
All I would love, Mike, is if every one of your listeners could buy a bumper sticker at Jimmy's Buffalo Wing, not the chicken wing, Oscar, not the big wing.
I'll let him. He's the only person that would get that naked a plug on this show.
Yeah, right.
But he'll get it.
Jimmy'sBuffaloWing.com.
Jimmy'sBuffaloWing.com.
I'm
So you
on
can
it
go
right
there.
now, Jimmy. I'm on it right now.
Be like my father.
$5 for a bumper sticker.
Buy a bumper sticker. My father bought a hat and a T-shirt.
Yes. Yeah, and we shipped it out, and he
You
bought
sure
a
did.
photo.
Now, based on this, I believe that we will get 2 corporate bricks, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you very much.
That's right.
Hey, Jimmy, just a thought on your navigation bar. If we're talking business here, maybe an easier way to buy
Tech
your stuff.
411. Yeah.
An easier way. I got to search for it now.
This is Oscar being tech.
Yeah, well, I'm on. I want to buy something from the man.
No,
Help
not
me
the-
buy something.
Well, are you at the Jimmy's Old Town Tavern site or at Jimmy'sBuffaloWing.com?
Let me go to Jimmy's Buffalo Wing. I apologize.
Jimmy'sBuffaloWing.com.
And I just got a great idea, Jimmy. If you really wanted to have a more modern feel to the new wing, why don't you have a navigation bar?
No, we did.
Where you can actually step up and you can buy
love
found
bars.
it. I found it. You're right. I stand corrected. I'm going to do
All
it
right.
right now.
So go there, Jimmy'sBuffaloWing.com. Support Jimmy. All right, Jimmy?
Yes, please.
Thank you very much. Now
Thank
let's
you.
get
Love
back-
you all.
Our top story, ladies and gentlemen.
It's so sad.
It is a trifecta of Mickey Rooney, the actor in his 90s, then John Panette, legendary overweight comedian.
Right.
But the shattering news for the Mike O'Mara Show group today is that our man Pony Boy has lost one of his children.
Mm-hmm.
That children's name was Miracle, an overbred sugar glider that unfortunately passed this past weekend. When last we checked in, Pony Boy was explaining the details of the passing of the sugar glider, and Mr. Santana was getting a little bit suspicious about the timeline. Let's turn that music off and let's get right to it. Back to Pony. Pony, I'm first of all, my sincere condolences on your loss. I know this has got to be difficult.
Thank you, Mike.
I appreciate the fact that both of you are holding it together.
I know that Rob is moved. It's tough, Pony. I know because I've worked with Rob a little longer than you have.
Sure.
And Rob likes nothing more than his elements and what he plays.
This is true.
So he hasn't played you in once today. So he's truly touched by this.
I am because
Yes, I think Rob is a little shaken up by it, isn't it?
Yeah, his thumbs, his hands, he's frozen.
Although, do you think that if we were to bring some normalcy to restore it to the show, maybe it could elevate the mood? It's hard to say.
Let's try it.
Pony boy, won't you be my pony boy?
My
pony
It's pony time! Get up!
Here we go. Again.
This takes forever.
Smoke, smoke, smoke that cigarette. Puff, 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 and if you smoke yourself to death.
Pony, quit smoking.
Fun.
I put in a little extra
And
fun
there.
because I think he deserved it.
Things are
nothing I
much
love
better
more.
now.
Thanks for bringing that up.
I just got a text. I just
Sincere
got a text. Miracle
appreciation.
came back to life.
There we go after that. While you were playing that, that's when Miracle came back to life. Pony.
Yes.
I have to talk. Pony. how really? I mean, did you see this coming at all, or was this a gun? Did you have one sugar? You always say that one was different than the other. Was one more sickly than the other?
But they're
No, not at all.
cousins.
Stop it, Rob.
Is the other one emotional right now?
Actually,
Jimmy, all right,
she's
Jimmy.
being-
Stop.
Go ahead, Pony.
Anyhow, she is acting a little different, but she's kind of dumb and
Hold on, just a second. What?
No.
Why
You said I asked him a question. You said stop, and then he's asking
but
the
then
question.
you're twitching me and you're poking at. What are you doing over here?
I love you.
It's having a toddler Wrangler in here with stop moving and drinking.
At Mike, as an observer,
I'm in love with you.
As a disinterested
whoa.
observer, just
He's
watching you two, I'm guessing by the time you're doing the news,
Jimmy just kissed Mike.
Oh, he just
right
kissed
on the
him.
cheek. And you're blushing, Mike. Look at you. You're beet red. Did you like it?
By the time we do the news, he's going to be in your lap. You know that? Oh, no. Oh, no,
Jesus.
Mike. You
All
can't
right.
do that.
Here we are. I'm trying to have a serious discussion with our man Pony to find out. Are we out of? Oh Jesus!
Yeah, we need
Christ,
to do
have
a
come
reset.
back and
We
this.
do. That's all
Pony, I want you to gather yourself a little bit, and I want you to try something that you're not used to. Really
Okay.
trying to give us information on this because that's what we're looking for. We'll have more on this terrible tragedy. Jimmy, coming back on the Michael Myers Oh God,
Mike.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Yes, Rob.
Day 8. America weeps.
There are people that I got news for you. People are going to be pissed off.
Oh, I
It's
know.
terrible.
I know.
This section of the Mike O'Mara Show is brought to you by the TMOS bonus package.
Yes.
I will read the copy as written by Mr. Spiewak verbatim. Here we go.
Thank you.
As I grow older and wiser, there is one thought that always comes to mind. One notion that I believe with all my being. That is, you only truly regret the things that you don't do.
That's right, Mike.
Like staying at home with my sugar glider.
Oh, no.
No,
No,
that's terrible.
I didn't write
Listen to
that.
me. Ladies and gentlemen, save yourself from agony and sadness. Today is the day for you to order your 2014 bonus show package. Order now, and you'll get all of the 2014 shows, plus on-demand video access to each show and unlimited access to the entire anthology. That's every TMOS bonus show since we started at $69.99. You save over 25%. We also have monthly packages, and as always, you can still buy each episode a la carte. Check out all the details at MikeO'MaraShow.com and choose the one that's right for you. Just click the bonus show banner, the 2014 TMOS bonus package, because 5 hours a week just ain't enough.
That's right.
And because you never want to suffer the heartache of regret. We thank you.
Nice,
Thank you, Rob.
nice. Well done.
Well
Thank
written. All right, we'll wrap this up now. But Pony,
I didn't know we even started it. We haven't gotten
we
any
really
details.
Okay, Oscar, I'm gonna turn it over to our medical examiner, Oscar Santana.
It's like
who's
Quincy.
also the closest, believe it or not, the closest to Pony of anyone. So take it away, Oscar, and
Okay.
let's see if we can get some
First,
information.
I
out of
think I can't speak for the rest of the fellows, but our condolences and some slight apology. And by slight, I'll give you 50% of the guff and the heartache I gave you all week last week and this week. I take back.
Did you have any idea when we were riding Pony hard?
Yeah.
And a lot of it was deserved, as far as trying to get this up
We're
and running.
herding
and
cattle.
A lot of work to do, and and you ride Pony when he
Yes.
needs to be ridden, and it was tough. So you didn't know what was
That's a
going on.
wonderful
I was-
mixed metaphor.
I was riding him bareback, and
As Jimmy and I will be later on this
Exactly.
afternoon.
I hadn't realized. And there's a part of me, because you don't communicate the way I think most people communicate.
That's true.
Most people would say, "Hey, man, I'm sorry. Things have been tough. I just lost one of my ferrets, right?" And then the other side of me says, maybe, just maybe, this is part of the ABCs that make you up. Like, you get pets, they die, and that's just what happens.
Well, I mean, yeah, that is kind of what happens, and I didn't really think it was a viable thing to bring up at the time when we were dealing with so much work. And
But we care about you. Like,
Can I say
I'm
this,
telling you.
Oscar?
Yeah.
Oscar, can I jump in here?
Please.
Because and maybe we're getting better, all of us, about
Yes.
this. But Oscar and I, probably more than anybody else, we actually really feel, that's the kind of stuff that we like to keep separate. And
Yeah.
Pony's
Yeah.
been around us when we've been talking like that.
True.
And I'm not proud of it necessarily that we go, hey, if you got that issue, I don't want to hear it.
When you
let's
walk
just
in
do
that
the
studio.
let's do the work
Yes.
first and get it out of the way. And it's a fine line to walk. And I think that sometimes I regret that I've had a little bit too much of that attitude before. But I can understand completely why Pony wouldn't bring it up, because he's like, he said, "Hey, I'm sorry, I'm not being, I'm not being tough for the show."
He doesn't want to get yelled at.
And I should offer an apology because he had texted me when the sugar glider passed, and I asked if there was any details. Now wait
a minute.
Now
Hold
wait.
on. Whoa. Oh my God! Hold on. We have a new development.
A wrinkle.
We have
A wrinkle.
new Wait a minute.
But also I have to take fault.
You do not talk right now. You
I don't?
do not talk.
Because there's a second part to the sentence.
He texted you?
Yes, and I replied, any details? He says it's a seizure due to overbreeding, and then I forgot about it.
Oh, my
I probably should have told you guys.
God, Rob.
You're in trouble.
Spiewak
I
is
know.
a monster.
I am.
Wait,
But
so he texted you on Sunday of last week?
Let me see if I still have
Not
it.
this week, 2 weeks ago.
Oh,
then-
my God. Rob never brought it up.
No, I didn't.
And all I've been doing is riding pony.
Yeah,
Oh, my. And I've been on his ass,
yes.
I don't have it. But I apologize. I said I was sorry. Was I supportive in the text?
Yes, you were.
Okay, so there's that. But I did
You
forget
never-
about it until this very day.
This is a window into his soul, Mike.
Oh, absolutely. 1,000%. This
Yes.
is incredible.
And you know what? I feel I
This
should.
is
This
incredible.
is helping me to understand my soul because
or lack thereof.
because I truly forgot about it until this very day when you asked about it and he said and I said, "Oh my God, that's right. It's dead."
It's
Jesus.
Okay,
Rob,
she's
I mean,
dead.
This is the type of thing.
God forbid he misses his your little girl's play for the third time.
Okay, now you're
And
not
doesn't-
really
and
you're
doesn't-
not really going to draw a parallel.
And doesn't tell us for the umpteenth time that she killed it. God, if I hear that again.
Oscar,
but
you
he
don't even
won't.
have to go. You don't have to go to the kids' play. All you have to do is go to Linus, his
Yes.
dog Linus,
Oh my
that he
God, you're
that
right.
he
Yeah.
posts Facebook page
Oh.
posts all the time.
My
In all
friend Pet
fairness-
just died. Oh, I got to post something on Facebook about me.
In all
That's
fairness,
right.
Mike, really, dog sugar glider does it really?
Well,
you know.
No, that
if we're
is
going
rough.
that, there'll be
That's
time
rough.
later for that argument.
Yeah, that's a rough.
But you know what? I would like to offer my sincere condolences again, and my apologies to my partners for neglecting to bringing it up.
It's too late.
You jerk.
No, I
you
offered
monster.
condolences at the time. I did,
Rob,
but
this
then I
is
was
Rob.
out of mind.
Rob, this is what I would call in the French dictionary
Yes.
trade dickish. This is
Mike,
trade
But
dickish.
is it my responsibility to inform of his pet's death though?
You
How
know,
about
well,
you-
here's the
you
deal.
gotta pass
If
it
it's-
along.
If it's Pony,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Pony's not going to pass it along. He probably Pony.
Yes,
Let
sir.
me ask you this,
Dude, you need like a free
Oscar
vacation day or something.
Oscar brought you into our family. Oscar was responsible for you working for us and introducing you to all of us. Yet,
And
in
all of
your
America,
time-
Mike.
in your and all of America, in your time of need, and this is an interesting psychological study. In your time of need, you reached out to Mr. Spiewak, and I'm curious as to why that may have been.
I did. I think it must have happened when we were bonding in
Vegas, yeah.
Must have been.
Oh, that's
So-
right. They did
and-
bond in Vegas. You were off with Todd Moore, and I was with a machine.
That's right.
For the
Mike was-
entire weekend.
Well, I forget the name of the person you were with, Mike, but it had but one arm.
Yes, it was my one-armed mistress that I spent the entire weekend with. Like seriously, 30 hours.
Also,
ridiculous.
Mike, think about this. Pony reached out to the person that he thought would love and understand him the most. But what we've realized through this exercise
It was the
is
worst choice of his life.
that Rob only loves and cares for what Rob loves and cares for.
This is true. This is true.
yeah.
And now, Rob, you and as you said it, and it's the ABCs of you.
I'm
but
not
you
proud
complete-
of this.
You forget.
Oh my God!
I
That's
feel
all
bad.
you have to say.
I feel so bad because
You forgot.
You don't feel bad.
right now
You
I
just
do.
want this to
Look at his
end.
hand. His hand.
I do feel bad right now, and yes, I do want it to end,
feel
so I can
bad.
start the healing process.
I feel bad.
I do, Mike.
I'm very. Look at my hand.
Look at my hand.
Look at my hand.
Look
I'm
at
broken up.
Mine hand.
I'm so broken
sad.
up.
I'm sad.
So, Pony, Pony. This
Oh,
I don't
Pony,
think
I'm
I've
so
ever asked
sorry,
you to be
man.
this honest before.
Please do.
Okay.
This is a legitimate question. I have to be honest. I want you to be honest with me. When you reached out to Rob Spiewak, did you think that he may share your information with everybody else?
I kind of figured he might, and I really didn't feel like going through the process of sending
You
the
shouldn't
message
have
to
to.
everyone
You shouldn't
and
have to.
explaining
You
it.
shouldn't have. One person's enough.
So
You're
you
right.
thought that Rob may be the conduit, and were you a little disappointed that he didn't share the demise of Miracle with everybody, with everybody else in the crew?
You know, I wouldn't say I'm disappointed with him. I love Rob, but I figured he'd probably pass
You
the
thought he'd do it.
message.
You thought he'd do it.
You
right?
must think I'm a heartless F. Because the way that I have been laying into you and correcting you.
Did you
oh
think
my
Oscar was
God.
pep talking you, knowing that that you had lost your pet?
You know, I didn't even go there. When I'm getting laid into, it's just kind of, you know, I'm living in that moment and I'm not thinking about anything else.
He's going to his safe place in his mind.
Yes.
I would love to say that I was respecting his privacy. I'd love to say that I was doing what he thought was best, but honestly, I truly just forgot.
Wow.
And I am a dick. Matthew Tony Boy Bloom, I am so sorry. I really am. I'm a dick.
Forgot.
I forgot.
Oh my God.
I offered condolences and I was off on another Charlie adventure.
Oh my God.
Sorry to hear about that, Pony. Pizza time.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So let's get back to you now, Pony, because now
Jesus.
Lord knows you do deserve the entire show for this. You do.
I agree.
mean it. I mean, because really, this is so these are incredibly, just like you have said all along, and I remember this, these are incredibly fragile animals. These are animals that, is there anything, looking back, do you think there's anything you could have done, or was this animal just waiting to buy the farm? Is that the way you got it?
All I could understand is that this had to do with bad breeding, and there's really absolutely nothing we could have done to prevent it.
And you know what? Breeding happens with other animals as well. They're dogs. I think German Shepherds have a spinal flaw as a rule now because German Shepherds have been overbred.
French Bulldogs get a lot of problems as well.
Yeah, this happens to everybody. Like
so is this
everyone
what
breed.
so did you have a chat with the vet about this over the phone, or did you really just get this through the neighbors? And then we're going to get to your sensitivity in a second, because my next question will be, did you hot-foot it back from Virginia Beach when you found out about the death of the sugar glider?
Oh, valid question.
Great question.
Well, I did get all of this info from the vet, but I did not head back home from Virginia Beach because,
I'm not the only dick in the room.
So you were broken up, but maybe see, this is encouraging to me. That this little animal. I mean, they're fragile, and you're close to them. But the bottom line is, you didn't come back. It wasn't because that.
Mike, I think this story is killing the feed for you. It's so strange. Like as soon as we started getting into it.
I know.
Right?
I know. It's frustrating. It's very, very frustrating.
Yeah.
The thing that's killing me right now is the fact that, as much as I thought he lived and died with these animals, that maybe he, Martini and Virginia Beach was a little more important.
Although, Mike, you might be closer than you think, because since he had two of them, he does live and die with them.
Right.
But they do most of the living and dying. Were you all? Were you all ginned up when you found out? Because you do love to get ginny.
I was a little bit, but it was like 11:30 at night. So I mean,
So do you go back? Were you planning to come back the next day anyway?
No, because I had to do some things in Virginia Beach, and I really.
So when
had
did you?
to.
So you said it was 11:30 at night. So my question would be: so you came back first thing the next morning, then, right?
No, I still had things that
Okay,
had
so
to
you
be
didn't
done
come
in
back
Virginia
first thing the
Beach.
next morning.
Oh
So you didn't care.
my
You
God.
spent the rest of the weekend in Virginia Beach.
He has a
stayed there till
standing
Wednesday.
policy, Mike. He has a standing policy that he stays in any location until the olives are gone.
What did they do with little?
Pretty much.
What did they do with Little Miracle?
Well, that was the most awkward part of the discussion with the vet. She, after calling me back and saying that she didn't make it, she asked me what we wanted to do with the remains, and I said, "Well, I don't know. What do you do with them?" And she said, "Well, we incinerate them and we sprinkle the ashes in the woods." And it was
a hefty bag.
Yeah, that was uncomfortable. And then she also said that they.
That is just.
That is sad.
They burn the little creature up and then they scatter it in the woods.
Well, yeah.
And do they
scatter the
so
ashes.
impersonal?
Does each creature, Matt, get its own sprinkling, or is it more of a community sprinkling? Because if it was just one sugar glider, it's really just like an ashtray being emptied.
I think it may be more of a community.
That's sad.
Yeah.
What's the fee for something like that?
What's your fee?
They didn't charge me for the incinerating.
Oh, how much did the vet cost?
Well, that was interesting. They said that they would keep her for the next 2 days and give her some seizure medicine and stuff, and that was going to be like $500.
Oh, so you forewent the $500 and said let her die?
No. I paid the $500, and then they
Oh,
called
you paid
me.
the $500. That's a lot of money for you.
They
That's
called
good.
me half hour later and said she had not made it. And then I said, "What the f?"
Did you stop payment on the check?
So before you could,
They charged his card and then killed her.
Yeah, I'd like to see the paperwork on that as to when,
hold on
when
a
the
second.
charge
So-
went through, as
so
opposed to when
you
the
paid
certificate
the 500
was signed.
bills and then it didn't survive.
Correct. The next day, their
The
manager
vet owes you
called.
$500. You shouldn't have to pay that money.
They gave me the money back the next day.
All right. Okay. Good stuff. Good stuff.
In cash or in
applause for
trade?
that.
Hey, Pony, what if? And look, I know that you can't go back in time, but let's try. So what
this
if?
would be the best show ever if we figured out a way to time travel.
What if Miracle was waiting for you? Just one lap. Maybe she needed your companionship to pull through.
That is horrible of you to say, and that is certainly not the case.
Well,
Yeah,
we
that is
don't
pretty
know.
horrible, Oscar.
Well, we don't know now because he was so ginned up. He stayed till Wednesday.
That's
All I know is that Ponyboy's doing the show in a room in D.C. with two monsters. That's the way I look at
Do you
that.
think
the
that-
kind people are down here in South Florida?
Where are the separation anxieties and I'm just not going to talk about your sugar gliders per se, but in any sugar glider, are they more attached to their owner or to their partner?
Yeah, that's hard to say. She was very attached to. Well, Miracle is very attached to me, but Miley is more attached to Miracle. But Miley's very she's a loner, and she's not very bright.
She
and
is
I don't
now.
think she's no.
Rob, that wasn't fair.
How's that? I'm
That
sorry.
wasn't
Was that
fair at all.
that allowed?
Pony,
Yes,
I
sir.
have to ask you this question because I know that there are going to be listeners that are going to be thinking this.
Mhm.
As far as your care and feeding and diet with these animals, did the vet say that it could have been anything at all? I mean, not that I'm accusing you. I know you follow the rules to the textbook. I mean,
She
you
asked
really
me,
do.
She asked me every possible question about everything I've fed them, even down to what their cage is made out of.
What
and she
about the
said-
jelly bellies?
Well,
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Of
She
course.
likes the ones that taste like buttered popcorn.
Did you ever feed the sugar gliders any people food?
No.
Didn't
No,
you
it
used
was
to
just
cook for
fruit.
them every night?
No, I did not give them
Jimmy?
cigarettes, Jimmy.
Oh no!
Every now and then, Mr. Cerrito has a brilliant addition. Go ahead, Jimmy. Yeah, go. Oh, let me turn your microphone up. Go ahead.
Pony,
Yes,
be
Jimmy.
honest.
Nope. Never
you
gave
there?
them.
Pony?
Never gave them cigarettes. Never exposed them to that either.
Okay,
No.
he can see you on the monitor doing it. You
All right.
You don't think maybe the secondhand smoke was?
Did you
doing
blow
it?
bong hits in their face?
I haven't blown bong hits in
Or
over
bong fits?
15
All right.
years.
Thank you. Microphone being
fits.
turned back off again. That's good.
He's hammered.
There it is. He
Yeah,
is hammered.
He's just
He's
getting
hammered.
warmed up. Just getting warmed up.
1:20 in the afternoon. So you don't think it's anything that they were eating? I mean, this was just going to happen regardless of what anybody did, right?
Absolutely. It's a genetic condition.
All right.
And is there a chance you will get a replacement sugar glider from the breeder? Have you been in touch with the breeder?
I am contacting her this week. I'm trying to figure out exactly how I should go about bringing it up. And
Well, you find their email address,
Mhm.
and then you type a little note, and you give the whatever vet bill you've had, and say, "Look, I'm already out X amount of dollars. You had to pay something to get it in and
Yes.
looked at."
Right.
Yeah, and
Right.
also what you want to do is a business form with it'll start to, from, date, and then under the regarding part you put, "Dear overbreeding bitch."
Yeah, I'm sure this happens to her all the time. She'll just send you another little rascal in the mail, and you'll be okay.
Yeah, you just got to go
Right.
out to Dulles Airport and deal with all those people again, and boom, Bob's your
Exactly.
uncle.
That's right. And then P.S. Rob Spiewak, thanks for remembering.
Oh yeah.
Always.
We'll take a break.
Always.
Pony, I'm real sorry.
Yes.
And I hope you get
Yeah,
another
me too,
one in.
man.
Miracle, safe home, safe travels. We'll take a break. Come back with a new twist. I want to talk about news you may not need. We're changing it up a little bit, and that's coming up on the Mike O'Mara Show. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. I will tell you something. Since I went down to a 60 sleep number setting, my back is doing better than it's ever done. We popped into the Sleep Number store down here in Fort Myers, Florida, and had a conversation with John, one of the employees here at the Sleep Number store. And I was talking about the fact that I was surprised that when I went down to an actual lower level, that actually it would be a more comfortable fit for me. He said it's all about the support. And he's absolutely right. When you're talking about a Sleep Number bed, it's all about support and how much support you get. I love it. Mine is a 60. Carlos is a 75. We both sleep like babies in perfect comfort. And I want to tell you to hurry into a Sleep Number store right now. Queen mattresses will start at just $699. You can save $300 on the all-new C4 Queen mattress set. No better sleep. Find your Sleep Number setting today at any of the 425 Sleep Number stores nationwide. You can find one near you by calling 800-511-0061. That number again is 800-511-0061. And don't forget to tell them that Mike O'Mara sent you. And thank you very much. Really, consider getting a better night's sleep. Consider doing what I do. I love this product. That's why I like to tell you about it. Go into a Sleep Number store. There are 425 of them around the country, and tell them that Mike O'Mara sent you. I would sincerely appreciate that, everybody.
Mike?
Across the nation, looking through your neighbor's window.
Let me try that again.
I think that was fine.
I thought that was so perfect. Gee, I might have a stop. I might have a distraction in the studio with me. I don't know why.
A drunken distraction.
There he is.
From around the globe, across the nation, looking through your neighbor's window. The Mike O'Mara Show now presents News You May Not Need. A comprehensive look at the stories you may or may not be talking about during your daily activity. And now, News You May Not Need.
All right, everybody. I want to tell everybody we're kind of doing a modification on the news you may not need, and I'm going to ask Oscar Santana if he would go along with this. This is an audible, and I'm only asking you this because I don't think you're going to give a rat's ass.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So I'm asking on the air. I'm skewing the news you may not need to more of a human interest, pop culture type of thing, because I realized, after my 70th day of reading stories about the missing plane,
right,
and Crimea and Ukraine, that I hate doing that. And so I'm going to give you news you may not need every single day that's going to focus on entertainment and human interest and people doing weird things.
I think that's better.
I love it.
And what I'd love Oscar to do on Thursday is I'd like to have a mini little version that doesn't have to be all that long. It can be one story, it can be 10, doesn't matter, of Tech 411, and for you to just gather up all your little tech things and gadgets for the week, and I'd love to have that segment.
Cool.
If you're comfortable with that, would you be willing to go with that?
I am, but it's interesting that you get to Florida and you want to cut down your workload. It's
I'm not cutting down my workload. I'm doing more.
Yeah.
Changing it up.
You are a son of a bitch.
I'm just saying, you've been there for a week, and things now are changing. Who had the money? I think somebody. I think Ronique had $50 in the poll. Let me figure this out.
I'm keeping it lighter.
Now,
I'm keeping it lighter. That's what it is.
You said Thursday. Do you want to do that on Thursdays or Fridays? Because Fridays was entertainment news.
Friday's entertainment.
Friday's
absolutely.
entertainment.
Friday we do that, and I'd love to have that with Oscar Santana.
Yeah, but he wants to take Thursday off, and we do the tech stuff.
Oh,
and also, I want to, if I
swear
can.
to God, way to spin it.
No, I just want to offer one reminder: is now that we've seen the death of hard news, make sure to tell everybody.
Yes. Don't forget.
Don't forget.
The season 4 premiere of fantasy epic Game of Thrones drew an average of 6.6 million viewers. That makes it the largest audience for HBO since 2007's finale of the mafia drama The Sopranos. So this is a smash hit. Did you get a chance to see it, Oscar?
Absolutely.
Have you heard this, Mike? This is the Dave Koz smooth jazz version. Not smooth vag, Mike. Smooth jazz version of the theme to Game of Thrones.
I watched the entire thing twice. I'm that big a fan.
It was terrific. I think they gave you a little bit of everything in there, and the intrigue was there. The hot-looking women were there.
Little man-on-man action.
Little man-on-man action was in there as well, and I'm trying like hell to pay more attention this year so I can get the storylines, because it's the political intrigue of that show that kind of loses me sometimes, because it's so answer me these questions.
And they're laying out the rest of the season. That's why some people didn't like this episode, simply because you can't just have everything in, especially with a book that's 3 Bibles thick. They try to make everything into like just one show as far as the chapter's concerned, so it's tough to get everything together in one episode.
But you haven't seen I liked it. I did. If you haven't seen it, Game of Thrones, it's a series of civil war, extreme weather, and mythical creatures, and it's shaping up to be the Time Warner Inc. Network's biggest show since The Sopranos, which drew 11.9 million viewers for its 2007 finale. I think everybody can like it.
Also important to know, this is the second time the HBO Go has crashed, which is your online option for HBO. So much so that they had an emergency meeting with all the board members they're looking to reinvest into the infrastructure of HBO Go because it crashed when True Detective during the season finale
right.
there.
That's 2 times
and then it
recently.
crashed now. So this talk goes back. This goes back to what we're doing right now. I can't compare, the Game of Thrones to the Mike O'Mara show, but on-demand viewing is becoming so much more popular, and on-demand listening is becoming so much more popular.
That's the go-to.
Yep,
That
that's the way it
these
is.
big companies, you thought HBO Go was ahead of the curve. Yeah, they have a great infrastructure, a great user interface to watch your shows, but they still got to continue plowing money back into what makes it work.
Pouring
the technology.
money. Yes.
The technology of delivery, which is
You
what
don't
it's all
plow
about
money,
here.
you-
And
Plow!
You pour money.
Damn it!
And Mike, before we move on from Game of Thrones, how was Half Pint this week?
You jerks.
Thank you so much. With Jimmy Fallon doing so well as a Tonight Show host, NBC's boss expressed no fear Monday about who will replace Letterman in the late night comics planned retirement from CBS sometimes next year. This is the quote from the suit. I have never heard him speak. I will do the impression just for the
Excellent.
purposes of impersonating an executive. He said, Fallon is the best. No matter who CBS puts in that place, I think he'll still be the best. That's NBC Universal CEO Steve Burke.
Oh, yeah.
He said he didn't think Tina Fey or Jay Leno, two people with NBC ties who've been mentioned as potential Letterman replacements, would be in the running. Fey seems happy making movies and shows for NBC. Burke said Fey, who made and starred in 30 Rock, has a production deal with NBC.
How is it that no one has mentioned talented funny man Mark Addy?
Oh, wow, where'd you pull that one out?
I'm just thinking that he might be a
the
nice
previous
fit.
joke came out of Rob Spiewak's ass. Connecticut star Shabazz Napier went full Richard Sherman after winning the NCAA championship last night. You guys get a chance to look in on
Watch the game.
the big dance last night.
You want to hear that? You want to hear the final moments of the game? I have.
Yeah,
them
let's
handy.
listen to the final moments. It's kind of a meh game as far as I was concerned.
Ball back out to Andrew for the three, and that one's off. Tapped into the hands of Boatwright with 5 seconds. The run comes to an end with a UConn championship.
Okay, so UConn got banned, and then they did the post-game interview with Shabazz, and he told the crowd to quiet down, and then he started saying, "Hey, we were maligned because they gave us the ban for the academic ban." It's just this trend has got to stop of athletes in their absolute most joyous moment turning it into a petty, vindictive,
But it
get
wasn't.
you back
It
moment.
wasn't their fault. That's what sucks about the current system. So they had. I mean, the storyline is that they had a different coach, and then they got the sanctions. The coach left, and they got a new coach. And
Yeah,
the
but
student,
but
student
my-
athletes sat there, and they had to continue playing for their scholarships.
But my point was, Oscar, that wasn't, you just won. This is something, and I really do.
It's
It's
a
not
system.
a cliche to say that, he will have this for the rest of his life. This is his moment. This is not the moment where you quiet down the crowd and get sour grapes. Screw it. You were banned. You can't go back and change that. You got to live in. It is the classic example of what a lot of sports psychologists tell their athletes to live in the moment. To really live in the moment. That's the way I look at it.
You
And
are so hypocritical. Like,
Why
you
am I
don't- You don't
hypocritical?
ever live in the moment.
I know I don't, and
I
I'm-
mean, you're talking about
But
what
I
people
know
should
for
do,
a
and
fact.
you don't.
I know for a fact Mike tries to. He just
I
finds it
try.
different.
Well, I'm trying to more.
I know.
I'm
We
trying
actually
to
talked
more.
about this.
But you watch this. What about the people that are at home that want to have a moment of joy for their team, and it turns into he talked bad about me. Now I showed him. No, you didn't. You threw a basketball on a net. Big deal.
If
You dope.
you're a fan of that team, and if I was
Yes.
a fan, so for example, if West Virginia got sanctioned, right?
Right.
And then the year after they come off sanctions, they go and win the national championship. By the way, a number 7 seed. That's never happened before. That wins the national championship, right? So it's a big deal that it was improbable. It happened.
Yeah,
but they
it's
also
great.
came off sanctions, which didn't allow them to do what all these other big teams can do. They
Yeah, but
limit
the
their
point-
scholarships.
That's
They
not my point.
Yes.
I'm not talking about you.
Okay.
You're justifying the bitch, and that's fine. I'm not arguing that point. I'm saying a time and a place. That's not the time when you do that. When you win with grace and dignity, and it's going away in sports, and it's making me less interested in sports, and it really is something where you've got people on the other side that are brokenhearted because their team lost. and you've got people that are filled with a great deal of joy. It's just not the time to put your middle finger up to the organization that's sponsoring the event. Without the NCAA, where is this guy? Where is Shabazz?
Well,
is he even there? No, he's not.
Some may say that the NCAA isn't going to be what it is today within 5 years simply because they're going to have to start paying the athletes.
I would not know anything about that, nor would I care about that. What I'm talking about is the moment. And Jim Nantz pulled off that rant very quickly and kicked it to commercial because it was a moment where, hey, you know what you do? The microphone's in front of you. I said, I got the greatest teammates in the world. Yes, is it a cliche? But it's also the classy and dignified thing to do. And I just can't stand it when any athlete gets sour grapes at that moment.
But think about this.
Be sour grapes somewhere
Richard
else.
Sherman and what he did after the Super Bowl is one thing, right? Or what after the championship game is one thing. And a college athlete that's a kid, that really is a kid, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Is in front of the entire world. He feels like he's been done wrong. These athletes do not get paid. They get they get an education.
Oh, I agree with you on that.
That does not guarantee them. Championship game going after Crabtree, right? Going crazy.
Right.
But I don't have, for some reason, when it's a kid and he's sitting there and he knows what he's been through as a student athlete and he's not guaranteed a ticket or a career, you want to remind people that they did it on their own. And I don't justify how he did it and when he did it. But if you're going to tell anybody, that's the most important. That's the only time that someone's really going to listen to you. A press conference after the fact probably doesn't get as much press.
Yeah, but at the same time, it left me with, and probably a lot of other people with a bad taste in their mouth.
And also,
the quote, and we're talking about it just in case you didn't hear it. The quote was, "Ladies and gentlemen, you're looking at the hungry Huskies. This is what happens when you ban us. Last year, 2 years, we worked so hard for it. 2 years. I think, you can get away with that if you're saying we overcame so much adversity with the ban. You can do it, but when you say this is what happened, when you do us, this
the tone.
It's just the tone of the whole thing. So we'll have to agree to disagree.
And also,
on that.
that's true that he probably got more coverage there than a press conference, but then it does boil down time and place.
True.
It's really not the place.
And Oscar will always disagree on that. I'd love to see it go in a different direction, but I think it's going to go a lot further. We got to wrap this up. Let's move on right now to a little something, boys. This story comes to us from Florida, right in my backyard.
Oh, did you actually write this story for the AP?
Yeah, I did. I mean, I shared it with them. On Friday afternoon, a guy in his late 20s walked into a liquor store in Bradenton, Florida, and asked the cashier to settle a bet for him. Bradenton is about 40 miles south of Tampa,
of course,
which makes it about 40 miles north of where I'm sitting right here.
Oh, it's in western South Florida.
He said that he and his friend were arguing about what the new $50 bills look like, which should have been a red flag for the cashier because the last time they issued a new $50 bill was 2004. Anyway, the guy asked if he could take a picture of one.
Oh,
so
no.
The cashier held up a 50. The guy took a photo, then promptly grabbed it out of his hand and took off running.
What a dummy.
Police are still looking for the man, and they won't get him. I know they won't get him.
Why?
Because I live in a gated community. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. We'll take a break. Come back with the Audio Vault and Rob Spiewak right here on the Mike O'Mara Show.
I left my home in Norfolk, Virginia, California, home my mind. Straddled that Greyhound and rode in Mandalorian.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. We're here with Jimmy Cerrito. Hi, Jimmy.
Hi, everybody.
How many beers have you had, Jimmy?
You're out of beer.
Oh, that's
so
right.
So the answer, Mike, is all of them.
That's absolutely right.
We need to go to a beer store.
This segment of the program brought to you by Amazon. We are running super late, so let's get right to the Audio Vault and Mr. Rob Spiewak.
Thank you.
Take it away, Rob.
Mike, does the name Sterling Holloway mean anything to you?
Yes, he was Winnie the Pooh, correct?
Exactly, but he's dead now, and the new voice of Winnie the Pooh is a guy named Jim Cummings. I don't know if you're going to think this is as funny as I do, but they have all those Comic-Con conventions, right?
Right.
The big one in the state of Connecticut is called Connecticon, and they got the real voice of Winnie the Pooh to read dialogue of Darth Vader as Winnie the Pooh with another actress doing Princess Leia. I apologize for the slight audio problem here because it's on a cell phone, but this is so funny.
Lord Vader, I should have known. Only you could be so bold. The Imperial Senate will not sit for this. When they hear you've attacked a diplomatic...
Don't play games with me. You weren't on any mercy mission this time. You passed directly
find it on YouTube, but he does the line for line from Darth Vader's scene with Princess Leia, and it's Winnie the Pooh's voice. It's fantastic. Now, Mike,
he sounds a lot like Sterling Holloway.
He does a great job. You know, I will give Disney credit on one thing. They've done a great job always of keeping their voices consistent, even though the people have now been, you know, they've died twice. In San Francisco, Mike, I know you have an alibi, so I won't blame you. The new thing is they're tipping over smart cars. And it's not, Mike, it's not flipping funny.
No.
It's not
Look
flipping
at Jimmy
funny.
without his beer. Look at Jimmy. I just looked over at Jimmy without his beer, and Jimmy's going.
Yeah, I know. It looks like if Oscar forgets his phone. He just looks naked.
I'm good. Try not drinking the whole
got
day.
a beard.
All right, very good. Yes, go ahead, Rob. I apologize.
And so people are coming out to find their smart cars on their side, on their front, on their
pictures,
back.
yeah.
Here we have some tape. This is a guy who found his smart car vandalized, and a guy who saw a group of vandals doing it.
When I woke up, I'm like, oh my God, are you serious? Yeah, I don't know who's doing it though.
I was just standing there, and all of a sudden I just see like 8 hooded figures just like walk out from like the corner over here and walk up to the car. I thought they looked like they were up to no good, and then sure enough they walk up to this smart car right here, all huddle around it, and then just lift it up and set it on its hind legs.
You know, I've never had this trouble with my Tahoe. People have never tilted my Tahoe, but I do remember one drunken day at the river that my father
I did it to cows. I did it to cows. In the
You've
day.
done that? You actually
Yes,
have
cow
done the
tipping.
cow tipping?
Well, no, it was just. I think that's the biggest college urban legend. If you go to college in a rural area, is cow tipping. But I digress. Go
One
ahead.
time, my father was blocked in after a day of drinking down at the river, and he and his
It's the adrenaline. It's the horny Bob Spiewak adrenaline.
It
rush.
is, and then
that's what did that.
and then he made love to it.
Oh God!
A funny moment on Jeopardy. I don't watch a lot of Jeopardy, but they had a guy on named Tom Cavanaugh who was going to use his winnings to produce a documentary about sweatshop labor. And it
Right.
produced a really awkward moment because, as you know, many of Alex Trebek's suits are provided by Perry Ellis, and Perry Ellis has been accused of sweatshop labor.
Yes.
So check out this moment. You don't hear a moment like this on a game show very often.
Tom Cavanaugh, $1 million at stake in this tournament. And if you win it, you're going to spend a lot of it to work on a documentary. What's the documentary about?
It's on sweatshop labor and...
In our country?
In our country and around the world. So I went to Bangladesh about 10 years ago and toured a garment factory, and I thought, what if I saw a shirt that I was wearing being made by these people? And so it's to try to put a face on who makes our clothes, and maybe you can find out the names of the 8-year-olds who made your fancy suit there, Alex.
Yeah.
What, was that too low? Was that a low blow?
How about that?
And we know that Alex Trebek is not the warmest man in the world.
No, he would-
must have been pissed after
It
that.
was a viable pissy look that he shot back at him. And
well,
also,
who won't be winning the championship today?
yeah, we're unplugging.
What a
we're,
jerk.
We're unplugging your beeper.
Time and place.
Exactly, Oscar. That's the takeaway.
That's what I
today.
always say, Oscar.
Now,
Time and place.
we close, Mike, with a new ban. You are no longer allowed to
I'm
take
such
your
a
own-
hypocrite. Well, go ahead.
You are no longer allowed to take your own picture with the President of the United States.
The Obama White House may soon ban the taking of selfies with the president. Ban them, yeah. When he heard this, Bill Clinton said, man, I remember when selfies with the president had a totally different meaning.
That's your Magic Audio Vault. Have a great Tuesday, everybody. Love you, Jimmy.
Thank you very much. Jimmy will be back in the studio.
I'm here all week.
Tomorrow and Thursday.
Yes.
Yeah, Rob's shaking his head.
I'm leaving in May, actually.
Put him in a different spot.
Ride the
tomorrow,
bike back
so
north.
he doesn't twitch with the cord so much. Anyway, Jimmy, thank you. We'll see you
Thank you
tomorrow.
all. Thank you.
For all technical support issues with the Mike O'Mara Show, you can contact our Sugar Glider Wrangler himself, and I have that in my standard clothes. I wasn't trying to be extra cruel.
Awkward.
Pony Boy, Jesus, so sorry. At MikeO'MaraShow.com, sometimes I just read it. All correspondence for the show should be sent to TMOS Box 2796, Leesburg, Virginia. I really am sorry.
Yeah, do it.
20177. And remember our official eVoice hotline open now, 800-440-8167. For Rob Spiewak and Oscar Santana, Mike O'Mara saying so long, everybody.
Ciao, ciao.
Wait.